All right, there we go. Do another live tonight. I haven't done a live for a little while, so I think it's been a few weeks or something like that. So I thought I'd pop on here tonight just for a little while. I always say that, and then I'm on for over an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, but probably not tonight. We'll see if we can go an hour. Hope everybody's doing really well. Let some more people jump on here. Make sure that my do not disturb is on my phone this time because I already know what happens. My phone just starts to blow up when I jump on here. Everybody's coming on. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. We're having an awesome weekend here in Wisconsin. You guys probably saw maybe you didn't. A lot of you probably saw the thumbnail for the live here. We did the fan meetup today, and it was really, really fun. It was awesome. We'll talk about that here in a minute once more people jump on. Hi from Wellington, New Zealand. Andre, Todd Remy, Anthony Torres, Curl, Gerardo Hernandez, Ryan, John, Matt at Max. Thank you everybody for jumping on. Danny Harley, Kyle McKibben, George, Dustin Williams, Dante Hall. Yes, sir. Corey, Steve, Rayston. Hello, everybody. It's good to have you guys on. What's up, Risen Masonry? Mike, a lot of people jumping on. Brandon, man, I can't keep up. It's scrolling really fast. Scott Montoya, Michael, Cody Andrews, Tommy, good evening. I hope everybody's doing great tonight. So we had a really good day. I'm in a good mood. We did our meetup today, and it was phenomenal, super fun. Walt, thank you very much from San Fran. Jay Timmerman, what's going on, buddy? Oscar, David, James, Juan, Bobby Bates, hello. Ulysses Rodriguez, not much is up tonight. So pretty much done working for today for this weekend. We had the meetup. I just mentioned that, and then tomorrow is a day where the family and I, we go to church. I generally try to take a nap in between the morning and the evening service, go back to church, and then we enjoy B52s. I go pick up some food after the evening service, and we enjoy that as a family. Sunday is the day that I rest. I don't work on Sundays generally at all. I might, send an email off or something like that if I have to, but generally Sunday I need to recharge for the next week. What's going on? Sabian Tyler Dixon Jr. Flores, thank you very much. Callum, Shane Webster, what's going on tonight? Hope everybody is doing well. So I'm going to start answering some questions in just a minute. But I wanted to go on here. Obviously, we'll do the questions and I'll talk to y'all. But I just wanted to say a huge thank you for everyone that showed up at the meetup today. We had a meetup in Eagle, Wisconsin, which is about 45 minutes south of here. And I announced it a couple times. I did a YouTube short. I mentioned it in the beginning of a video, a long form video, my personal Facebook, and I think I did it on Instagram too. But you never know, who's going to show up. Last year was a really good turnout. We ended up going back, same picnic put on by the Eagle Police Department. It was fun, man. They had what was probably the coolest part. They had a Black Hawk helicopter. So when we first got there, it flew in and it flew right over us, and it was super low because it was about to land in the field right beside us. So that thing came right over us. And then it lowered even a little bit more. So the booths on the other side of basically the street or the aisle, the booths, people had the canopies, with the four legs, basically just like a tent with other stuff. They just, what do they call it? The rotor wash or whatever, just the wind that the helicopter was generating. A couple of the tents just went flying up in the air. They went sailing. Everybody's papers just went everywhere as this Black Hawk is just screaming right over the top of us. It was a lot of fun. That was a really cool moment. But they had the Black Hawk helicopter a little bit later on. You could go look at it. But then it took off a little later too, which was awesome. They also had the Flight for Life helicopter come in and land. The military was represented there, and all the different police departments, sheriff department, the state troopers, bunch of law enforcement was there, EMS, Milwaukee Tool was there. I didn't get to really walk around because we were really busy. There was basically a line from the time there was people waiting for us. We were half an hour early. There was a line, not a line when we got there, but there was people waiting for us when we got there, and there was a long line of people from 11 o'clock when it started all the way until 2 o'clock when it ended. I mean, it was just a steady stream of people. So that means a lot to us, obviously. There was people there that drove from, there was a ton of people, man, Illinois, Chicago. There was more people from Chicago than anywhere else. Way more people from Illinois than Wisconsin showed up. So shout out to all you neighbors to the south in Illinois. You guys were representing huge today. Then obviously we had Michigan, and we had Minnesota. We had somebody drove from Virginia. There was somebody that drove from Atlanta. Oh, I forget. There were several other states. There was guys that drove in from Ontario, Canada. And then the shocker, which is a thumbnail of the live here, a guy flew in from the UK. I was blown away. He walks up and he has this accent. I was like, well, that's interesting. And then he tells me that he flew in from the United Kingdom. He flew into Chicago, and then he rented a car to come up and see us. I was like, wow. I was like, I mean, to me, we're not that excited, you know what I mean, to like disrupt your whole life and fly halfway across the world to come and see us. But honestly, it was a real honor, you know, to have people, care enough about us to, travel and make it a trip. So thank you to all of you. You guys were just awesome. Super kind, friendly people. Just a lot of fun today. The whole crew was there. Bugs ended up showing up. Jade was there. My family was there. My wife was helping. Several of my daughters, 4 of my daughters were there helping. A little Grace. Daniel, the CEO, was there. Daniel even signed his name a few times, which was pretty cool. So it was a great day. It was a lot of fun. Got to meet some new people. Not just people that came, but people that were there. Got to meet some new folks, some law enforcement and so forth. They had the canine units, so got to meet some of the canines. One of the canines and Jade almost got into it. So luckily they had a short leash on the dogs because they were about to go at it. And I don't know how Jade would have fared because Jade's a pit bull. She could probably be vicious, but it was a bigger dog. So. All right, well, I'll get to the questions. So just a big shout out. Thank you so much to everybody. Also, a lot of you purchased. We had our hats, we had our hoodies, and we sold a ton of stuff. My daughters were helping with that. So thank you to all of you. We were signing, autographs, which is still really, really strange to me to sign autographs because I feel like who am I to be signing autograph? But it's so much fun. Even little Daniel and Joanna signed a few. It was really cool. So I wish my mom could have been there. My mom is actually traveling. She went to South Carolina to visit with my sister. Shout out to Grandma. I wish you were there. But there's always next year. And then also my dad showed up, my dad and stepmom. So that was a lot of fun. So it was great. I'll get to some questions here. Thank you. More of the merch. So the merchandise, I mentioned it on a live, my last live stream was basically all about the merchandise store. We did open the store. We are out of several things right now, but it's victorystyle.com. We still have a bunch of stuff too. So I don't feel like we're sold out of everything, but there are certain sizes that we sold out of. Now I had them all remade and I have all the stuff ready in the garage. We just need to sort through it, recount it, and restock the shed. So within the next several days, we have everything, including a bunch of 3X, the most popular stuff, the 2 popular hoodies and hats. We have the 3X because there's a lot of people asking for that. So victorystyle.com. So that's up and running. And thank you so much to everybody that's bought. It was totally overwhelming. That last live, if you saw, just during the live, you saw those piles of stuff that was just accumulating. And we sure appreciate that. It helps to, it helps with the channel. It helps obviously generate income. It gives my daughters something to do. I'm able to put them on the payroll. It all works out really, really, really good. It's a lot of fun too. So we appreciate that as well. Evan, thank you very much. Do you have problems with your GoPro? I'm going to get some questions now. He asked, do you have problems with your GoPro overheating? Because for some reason mine gets so hot, it will shut itself off even when I'm inside my house. So the GoPros, the 11s, I think all of them honestly, but the 11s do overheat. So I don't know if you've you've been paying attention, but the 12s just came out and they're promising. I don't have one yet. They literally just came out. I just saw their advertisement. They're promising that they fixed the overheating issue. Yes, the GoPros overheat, especially if you record in 4K. They heat up really fast. If it's a warm day, sometimes you only get like 10 minutes of recording, and your GoPro overheats. If you record in 1080, which honestly I pretty much upload almost all my videos at 1080. Once in a while, if I edit a video, I'll edit on this computer and I'll do it in 4K. But Autumn just does 1080. It's good enough quality. I mean, the 4K is nicer, obviously, but it's not necessary. So if you're having trouble with the overheating, switch it, bring it down to 1080. Everybody's gonna not. There's not gonna be any complaints about the quality of your video. It's still good quality. So when it's warm out or whatever, just switch to 1080, and that should clear up your problem for the most part. Hopefully, the new GoPros, they're promising to fix the issue there. I'm gonna get a 12 as soon as I can and see, because it definitely is an issue. It basically just heats up, it shuts off, it burns up your batteries in like 10 minutes. It's a real frustration, especially outside. Good job to the team from Quebec, Canada. One Canadian can buy from you. So Patricia, unfortunately, we're only shipping to the continental US right now. I don't have specific plans to change that quite yet. Probably in the winter when things settle down and I personally have more time, I can look into the whole international shipping thing. There was a guy from Ireland that just emailed me a couple days ago, and he held up a picture. He had a picture. He emailed me a picture of him and his hat and his sticker. Apparently, there's companies that are called reshippers. So you can order stuff, send it to them, and they'll reship it to other parts of the world. Probably expensive. I don't know. But if you really want the stuff, you can look into that. I didn't even know that existed until the guy sent me the email, but it is possible. But I will definitely look into that, because I know there's a lot of people, specifically in Canada and Europe, that would like to buy some stuff. But we'll work on that. We'll work on that. Eric is not fired, so no. So you guys can. No, Eric's not fired. He was there at the meetup today. No. With his videos, it's just because we did a trip up north, so obviously Eric couldn't video anything. He didn't video anything up north for an entire week, so there's a lag in his videos. But he was working this week. I'm sure he's going to be putting videos out anytime. So that's really the only thing that caused a delay there, is because he wasn't able to video. Don't feed the trolls. No, it's just a serious question. Obviously, people are saying stuff because, there's always some immaturity in the chat rooms. But California, and this man shunned me off, and he said that he didn't want to see you, maybe because I was a Mexican that would. Oh, come on. Guys, it's so stupid. Some people are so funny. People try to pin me as a racist. Sorry, guys, it doesn't work, because everybody knows the truth on that already. Doesn't work with me. How did the CU react to the helicopters? Good question, Mario. So Daniel has like toy helicopters, obviously, like a lot of little boys do. And when they got home, it was awesome. He had his toy helicopters that he had been playing. He might still be playing with it. He was playing with his toy helicopters for hours and hours and hours. It's so cool to see that. Did you ever have a kickboxing fight? Yes, I used to fight in the ring, Dasher. Good question. I fought several times, not a ton of times, but several times. So actually, that trophy right there is a tournament that I won. Have you changed the oil on the F-150? Yeah, of course we change the oil. Yes, sir. Did you fly the drone for footage? I did not, because technically the police had their drone up in the air, and then I don't know if it was sheriff and police. Hunter, thank you so much. I'm here to pay to Eric's debt. He owes you. Actually, yeah, Eric does owe me a little money right now, but not much. It's not a big deal. So, anyways, back to the drone. I didn't fly my drone today because the sheriff had their drone up, and I think another law enforcement agency had their drone up. And technically, I'm not really supposed to fly drones over people, so I'm really careful with that. Actually, if there's like people around, I don't fly my drone around people, and there's people all over the place. And honestly, I wouldn't have had any time to even get it out of the package, because I was talking nonstop from the time it started to the time it ended. I was really, really busy. I mean, we didn't eat. I hardly drank anything for a few hours. So I would have liked to. I brought it because I wanted to, but it just didn't work out. It was way busier this year than last year. Do you ever do exposed aggregate work? So I've done it just a few times in my career, but exposed aggregate is just not popular here in Wisconsin. I see it on YouTube, other guys around the country. I see pictures on Facebook forums. So exposed aggregate is still popular in other parts of the country, but not here in Wisconsin. Nobody even ever asked me if I do it. I don't remember the last time anybody has asked me if I could do exposed aggregate for them. So it's just not a thing here. With all the stamped concrete and stain, there's so many cool options now. Exposed aggregate, I guess it's not viewed like this everywhere, but it's viewed as antiquated here in Wisconsin. It's like the old school decorative concrete, and its popularity has passed. So I think it still looks cool. I don't like it because it's rough on the feet, and there's just other cooler stuff I feel that you could do with concrete. Hunter says, "Can we get some merch that says, 'Hey, brother,' or something that Bugs always says?" So I've kind of thought that through, and I'm probably not going to do like guy specific, clothing, like something with one of my guys or something that some of my guys said, because for me to buy clothes, it's really expensive. Yesterday, I just did a second ordering, so I think I have like $70,000 into merchandise already. So it's not cheap for me to buy. It's very expensive. It's an investment. I buy that stuff hoping that I'll sell it down the road, and it's been selling really good. So I didn't like hesitate to make a second order. But to get something that's guy, I never know what's going to happen with the guys. It's a business. It's not a TV show. There's no contracts or anything like that. I'll just be honest. Like there's times I butt heads with the guys. I have thoughts in my mind that roll around. If guys could get another opportunity somewhere, something could blow up. Somebody could get emotional and I quit, or I could get emotional. And just get ticked and fire somebody. Just like get out of here. You never know. If you're in that kind of mood or whatever, something could happen. It's always there, and I don't want to do like guy specific stuff. If something happens, what am I going to do with like thousands of dollars? And then there's the whole thing too, like if I put something on clothing that somebody says, how are they going to take that? Like, wow, you're like using me for what I say. So it's just going to be general, general stuff that I say. We'll probably do like an Annie thing. I'm trying to think of something cool for Christmas to do. Maybe you guys can give me ideas like coffee mugs. I was thinking something cool for holidays, like for gifts or whatever. There's a bunch of stuff we've been thinking about, but haven't really narrowed it down yet. $20 from Heather for all Daniel's hard work. Daniel had such a fun time today. I love bringing that kid everywhere. He's a great, great little boy. He listens to what I say. He never like complains about stuff. If I ask him to do something, he's like, "Yep," and he just goes and does it like right away. There's no argument. He's a cool kid. Kyle, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Watches the channel, likes the new videos. Can you sing the Sealer song? Uh, $50 for Mrs. Easy Money. 50 was for the CEO, by the way. All right. Mrs. Easy Money will definitely appreciate that. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So, all the encouraging things you guys say keeps me motivated, keeps me moving forward. Obviously, I'm busy, and there's times where you just like, I don't really want to do this anymore. I need a break or whatever. And I think about like maybe I should just take a break from social media for a while. Because in the middle of summer, I'm doing jobs, and I'm trying to focus on the jobs and make the customers happy. But there's always this pressure, like I got to get this, this video out and this and that. But I just push through it. It's never like a serious thought that I'm going to quit for a while. But I do think about it just like everything else. But your encouraging words keep me motivated to keep going. I appreciate all that. How much garbage do we make? Well, Jerry, that is a question that probably will never get answered. So, but we're going to keep trying. So, Annie's been helping me. I think she's learning how to shut the lid, actually. Not shut the lid. She's learning how to slam the lid down, because the last like bunch of times I'll shut the garbage can and then Annie comes right after me and pow, puts her paws on it. It's pretty cool. Hopefully she's learning. Maybe it's just a fluke. Do you think the CEO will grow up and do concrete? Hunter, I have no idea. I don't know what Daniel's going to do. He's just 7 years old. So, if he wants to pursue construction work, You know, if God calls him into the ministry, if he gets called into the military or law enforcement, you know, I'm going to support him, you know, 100%. But he's pretty young. You just never know at this point. Just trying to, you know, teach him, you know, respect and how to be a little man, and you know, just let God kind of direct his footsteps in the pathway that he wants, and we'll see where he takes him. Travis Smith says, "Pow, Daniel for president." Yeah, wouldn't that be something else? Is it really easy money? So that's a that's an interesting question. So concrete is it's not easy money. So anybody that's done concrete, it's it's like calling the really huge guy tiny. Concrete work, sometimes it's not that bad. You know, it really depends what you're doing. But when it's super hot outside, when it's so humid that you can hardly breathe, you know, when the sun's beating down on your concrete, when it's starting to blow up, your guys start to get emotional, guys start fighting, tools start flying. Concrete is not easy money. But to keep a good attitude, and obviously there's some humor in it, we say that concrete is easy money. So we try to keep it light even when the concrete is not light. So when are you guys going to wash the trucks? I washed the trucks all afternoon yesterday. The Mac, actually, you guys are going to be surprised. We did some stuff to the Mac. The Mac looks way different now. So that's clean. A few of my vehicles I cleaned because we had the meet up and we took them out there. So I've been washing and wiping down vehicles. I washed them all afternoon, evening, yesterday, and this morning I was working on them too. Good question, but I got it taken care of already. Most of them, anyways. Videos have been blowing up lately. So the videos have been, I wouldn't say they're blowing up. They've been really consistent. So, you know, it's way more than I would have ever imagined when I started YouTube. That's really what you want is consistency, because you'll see guys that have 1 million or 2 million subscribers and they don't get the views. People, you know, the subscribers come from shorts, or they come from, you know, years past or whatever when they used to be popular. But um, that's kind of what you want, is you want people to keep coming back and watching your videos, and you want consistency. So the videos have been really consistent. I've been super happy with everything. You know, jobs have been turning out. We've been busy working on the land, which is super fun for me, working on the land. You know, putting time and effort into something that you actually own as opposed to something that you rent is a completely different feeling. Something that you know is going to last and be there for you years down the road. It's a really great and satisfying feeling to be putting money into something like that. New York Police Department officer, 75th precinct. I just want to thank you for uploading your videos. Take my mind off my job. Yep, and appreciate you guys. Just for the past several years now, you guys' job has been definitely underappreciated, and it's been tough. So the media and some of our government leaders have been very, very tough on our law enforcement. So, but I appreciate you guys. The vast, vast, vast majority still of law enforcement are very, very good people. Of course, you have bad apples in the police department. You have bad apples in accounting. You have bad apples in the construction trades. You have bad apples in you know, everything, every trade. Every occupation in the world, there are bad people and there are bad cops. You know, I'm not going to say that there aren't, because there are bad cops, just like there are bad everybody. But overall, the vast majority of those guys are willing to give their life to protect you. And I appreciate that. And I know that. So thank you all for the work that you do. Dan says, I'm an over the road truck driver. Really enjoy ending my day watching your videos. Thank you. No, thank you very much, Dustin. Thank you guys so much for today. Was the kid with the small hand when you shook my hand? Dustin, I remember you. That, yeah. So that was a lot of fun. So he was at the meetup today, and I don't know what the sealer. You talking about that sealer? I guess that's the Sealer song. Yeah, sometimes I say that. I don't know. I just come up with like hottie hottie. Like that's nobody's ever said that. I don't think. Like I just came up with that. Like hottie hottie. I don't know. I just think of weird stuff to say. Make a stamp style concrete shirt. Make a stamp style concrete shirt. Yeah. We were talking as a family about some different things. So just not sure yet. Are you going to get new snow removal contracts this winter? It's a little late for that, Caden, actually. So I did put in a bid for the condos. I have my church and all their properties, and then the condos. I'm not sure if I'm even going to get that or not. I have no idea. We'll see. I was late putting in the bid at the condos, and although snow plowing, I like it. It's interesting. Like in the back of my mind this year, I kind of wanted a little bit more freedom this winter because as social media grown, the pressure has grown a little bit, just mentally, honestly, and just to keep everything going and keep everything fresh and interesting. And the pressure has grown a little bit. So I wanted a little bit more freedom because I wanted to relax a little bit more this winter. And last winter, just working in the shop, doing different projects. Well, I really enjoy working on projects. I love welding. I like fabricating, thinking of new stuff to do, fixing stuff and doing it right. I enjoy shop work. I love it in the winter. So without any snow plowing, I'd be able to work more in the shop. And then I would like to travel, not a lot this winter, but I would like to have freedom. Like my sister, for instance, she lives in South Carolina, and I want to go visit her. And I don't want in the back of my mind, oh, what if it snows? Then Bugs is going to be, all angry about it, and it's not going to get done right. I could get complaints. My reputation is on the line. So I was thinking about going bigger into snow plowing, last year for this winter. And now as the year has progressed, I was like, man, I don't even care if I get the condos. I put in a bid, but I'm like, man, I kind of hope I don't get them, but we'll see. So still going to have the church. So I'll do a little bit of snow removal, but I'm not going to go big on it, this winter. I just needed the freedom, like I said, some flexibility. Just want to relax a little bit more this winter, do a little bit of traveling here and there, and just have that, be able to enjoy the winter a little bit more. Hire a couple guys. No, it doesn't really work that way, Morty. It doesn't work that way. You don't just hire a couple guys and they're going to do your snow removal perfect. It just does not work that way. I wish it did. I want a hottie muscle shirt. That's that's a really good idea. A hottie muscle shirt with like a sun emoji or something like that, like a burning sun. That would be pretty cool. That's a good idea. I'm gonna keep that in the back of my mind. Come to Maui and do a pour with us, Steve. That would be super fun. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii. It's on my bucket list. My wife and I, we've been trying to think of something to do for our 25th anniversary. We were married in the year 2000, so which is perfect for a man like me who forgets. It's easy to do the math. So we'll be married for 25 years in 2025, and I want to take a really, really special trip with my wife. And I was thinking about taking her to Hawaii. Um, so that's kind of where we're leaning. So that would be super fun. My dad went to Hawaii long, long time ago, and he just bragged on it. He was like, "Man, it's so beautiful. We got to do this and snorkeling, and it's gorgeous." So we've been thinking about it. So maybe we'll see you out there in a couple years. Love the flagpole. Yeah, the flagpole is cool, and I do have a couple really big flags that people sent me. So I'm going to need a really big flagpole. So once we put a building up, I'm going to put a really big flag up. That one there is only 20 foot tall. You need like between 60 and 80-foot pole to put the size flag on that I received. The other Rick guy, says, thank you for being an example, having solid moral family standards in this day and age, and inspiration from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. The other Rick guy. So yeah, the one thing that I've realized being on social media, and just realized overall that not only in the United States but all over the world, like there is no denying that there is a moral decline, and it's sad to see. And there are still tons of people, and I mean tons of people, that believe in traditional family values. There's a lot of people that are Christians like me, but not only just Christians. There's other people that aren't Christians that believe in the traditional family values. However, it's not really represented at all anymore on mainstream media or in Hollywood. So that's one of the reasons I think that it's popular. Even the channel is popular is because there are still tons of people that believe that way, but nobody really is on social media. Not anybody, but there's not a ton of people that are representing the way that we believe. We have solid families, and the men love their wives, and the wives love their husbands. They want to raise their kids and teach them right from wrong, and we want to be left alone. We want to, raise our kids the way that we want to raise them. We don't want other people like manipulating our kids and brainwashing our kids. So, yeah, I think there's still a ton of us that believe that way, and representing it publicly, I think we're underrepresented. So, make concrete mugs. Yeah, that'd be cool. Cheesehead says, why don't you recycle? Cheesehead, I do recycle. We have a big blue container in the garage. We recycle all of our stuff. Although I've heard a lot of stuff about recycling, I've heard that recycling actually is counterproductive as far as environmentally goes. The amount of energy that it takes I don't even know if this is true. This is just what I heard. So I'm kind of even split on recycling, but we do recycle. We put everything in the blue bin. I just don't show it on video. If you pay attention in my garage, there's a big blue bin. We recycle every week. Every Monday, we bring it out with the rest of the garbage and they do haul it away. I've been asked that before too. Chelsea says, $100 to go to your family vacation this winter. Yes, thank you very much. And she says, don't make sure you take time for yourself and your family. Absolutely. And that's, I just mentioned that this winter, I want to relax a little bit more than I have the past few years. And that's one of the reasons why, I didn't go hog wild on trying to get snow removal contracts. I had opportunity to get a couple of them, and I didn't even offer a bid. So, there's not going to be a whole ton of, snow removal videos, but that's okay because there's going to be a ton of shop videos, and I'm going to ask for advice, what you guys want to see. If you want to see us build a performance car, a drag car, what you guys are looking for, because I'm open to I just want to work in the shop. I don't care. It's warm in there. I got a welder and I'm ready to do whatever. So bring in like a professional to help with stuff. I do want to do a car build. I really, really do. Build like a drag car or something. That would be that'd be so fun. But I would need a professional, obviously. When you start to do performance builds, obviously there's safety involved. So you need the proper roll cages and safety devices on a car. All the performance stuff is really technical. I mean, tuning the car, making it work so, the engine, you don't wreck the engine, you don't hurt the motor. You can just blow money if you don't know what you're doing. You'll roast your motors. So there's a lot to know with that. Daniel, thank you very much. Split between the crew. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Patton Fence Company in Louisville, Kentucky. Thank you very much. What's going on, James Murrow? Daryl Dewey. I'm not sure if this is actually Daryl Dewey or not because people name themselves all kinds of stuff. I have an idea. Well, that may be him. He actually just messaged me today. Daryl Jr., that is. For you to get a coffee, Macus coffee? I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to Google that. But thank you, Aiden. I appreciate that. Peyton, I'm sorry, Peyton. I gotta remove you from the chat room because you're just spreading lies there, buddy. So I always think it's interesting that I've never done anything to hurt anybody. I don't make fun of people on my channel. Obviously, we have fun and we joke around as a crew, but I don't like target people and make fun of people. I don't make fun of groups of people. You never hear me talk negatively about somebody. I try not to offend people. Obviously, just being who I am offends people. And that's why people like in the comment section will just hate on me. They'll try to spread lies about me. They try to get other people to think negatively about me. They'll say lies, to try to get people to be like, oh, did Ryan really say it? They'll say like Ryan said this or Ryan did this. And it's just completely made up. But why do you want to hurt me when I never did anything to you? I've never been anything but kind. I try to be generous. I just don't get it. I really don't understand why people spread lies and hate like that. I don't get mad at people like that. I actually kind of feel sorry for them because I don't really fully understand their perspective. Like, what goes through your mind that you want to hurt somebody else? Not necessarily physically, but they want to damage me or damage my reputation. They want to cancel me. Like, why do you want to do that? That's just, it's always been mind-boggling since, I started to become more popular on the internet. I start to get that, and I get that people email me and they message me and they'll say stuff about me. Like, I don't get it, and I'm not going to fight you back. I'm not going to, some people want me to fight them back because they're trying to like get internet clout or whatever. I'm not going to fight them back. Like, I understand what you're doing. It's not going to work. I'm sorry. You're just not an interesting person. People don't care about you. They don't care about what you say. That's why people don't pay attention to you. And I'm not going to fight with you to get people, to get you on the radar. It's just not going to happen. But anyways, those people, there's some of them that's not overwhelming or anything, but I feel sorry for you. I really hope that you're able to maybe find somebody in your life that'll bring you joy, or maybe you'll find a job that you enjoy and maybe your attitude will change. But I hope nothing but the best to all of you that spread lies even about me. I have nothing bad to say about you. I just hope that one day your life gets better and you're able to maybe encourage somebody instead of try to tear them down. All right. Have a great night, Ryan. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate that. Will your regular quick trip change when you go to the land instead of the current yard? That's a good question, Billy. You guys know I go to the quick trip, the same quick trip every single morning, and I get my Diet Dr. Pepper, and I get my yogurt, and I get my coffee. So that quick trip is literally right down the street from the new land. It's actually closer to the new land than the current yard. So the quick trip is still going to be part of my daily routine. Every single day for as long as Quick Trip is around, I will be there. Or if Quick Trip is really good right now, but something pops up because I heard rumors. It's not a rumor. It's actually it's a confirmed thing that Buc-ee's is coming to Wisconsin. So they're going to build the first Buc-ee's. It's going to be out towards the middle of the state. Our capital is Madison. Capital of Wisconsin is Madison. It's basically right in the middle of the state, straight west of me. So it's a distance. It's like an hour away. So they're building the first Buc-ee's in that area, DeForest. It's kind of that general area. So we're not going to have a Buc-ee's right here near Milwaukee. We'll see how that one goes. But if they build a Buc-ee's here, if they build one real close, I think it would give Quick Trip some great competition, some very needed competition, because Quick Trip, at least the Quick Trips that I have been to, like in the last few years, I think that their standards have started to slip a little bit because they're building. This is just my opinion, but they're building so many Quick Trips and they're building them so fast. I think they're having a hard time keeping up with hiring. So I think they're really struggling with management specifically because the service, the cleanliness, and all that, it has slipped a little bit. I still love Quick Trip and all that, but they do need some good business competition. I think Buc-ee's would be perfect for that. I was in Buc-ee's in Atlanta, or near Atlanta, and then we were there in Texas as well. Buc-ee's is amazing. The food at Buc-ee's was it's just an amazing place. Gigantic, big selection, very delicious food. Pretty much everything that you could ever need there. So I'm looking forward to that. Wawa, we don't have those here for sure. How's Ryan Jr. doing since driving with you? He was doing real good. So he's back in college now. School started. Autumn and Ryan are back in school now. Autumn is more part-time, so she's still able to help with videos. Ryan is full-time, so Ryan's a senior this year. He'll be graduating. He'll be going on more than likely to seminary. But Ryan did a great job this summer, man. It's really good. He makes mistakes, just like we all make mistakes. He's still really young. I'm probably harder on Ryan. I'm definitely harder on Ryan than I am on any of my other guys. I'm less lenient with him. And that's because I'm his dad. And I am going to hold my kids to a very high standard. My kids are not going to show up for work late. My kids are going to work hard, even when the boss isn't there. They're going to make good decisions. They're going to stay busy. That's how I'm raising my kids. So, yes, if you see in the videos that I'm hard on Ryan, or harder on Ryan than I am on the other guys, the whole reason is, even though Ryan is an adult, he's 19 years old, he's still my son. And in a way, like, I'm still like kind of raising him in the proper direction, if you know what I'm saying. So that's why, I am going to be a little bit harder on my kids than I am on the employees. So, but Ryan's doing great. He takes responsibility when he makes a mistake. He fesses up to it. yeah, I love having Ryan around, and I miss him a lot on the crew, honestly, already. Now I'm driving a dump truck, obviously, as well, so it's a little bit more of an inconvenience for me. Are the good work bits recorded new in each video? Nate, good question. So Nate's talking about when I hold Annie up and I say good work. Every single video is brand new. So I take the garbage out every single morning. I hold Annie up every single morning and I say good work. That's fresh every single day. It's part of my morning routine. I'll come and do some office work downstairs, get everything ready. I'll get my batteries, my GoPros. I got a bunch right here, all my micro SD cards. I'll be getting these ready tomorrow for Monday morning. Tomorrow night, I'll clear these and get these ready. Then I go upstairs. I try to find Annie. Sometimes she's still sleeping. She doesn't want to come to work. But then we take the garbage out and I slam the lid down every single day. Every single day it is fresh. Did you get light at the land? Good question. So Juan, things are coming along. I don't have power yet at the land, but we've made a lot of progress. So the the temporary electrical pole and the box are in. The electrician installed that. You're going to see all this stuff coming in videos, obviously. So that is in and it's ready for the energy company to take it from the power pole to our temp pole. And the inspection is done. It was done on Friday. Now I sent in all the final paperwork to We Energies, which is our Wisconsin's energy company, or at least southeastern Wisconsin's energy company. And now it's just a matter of them scheduling the work. So we're really close. I made a lot of progress, or we have, on the land. Just keep watching the videos because we're pretty far along. And right now, I am pretty much ready to move in as soon as I get power. I have cameras there. Um, Things are pretty much set. So we're getting really close. If we had World War III, would you fight in battle for America? Um, yeah, of course. So, um, of course, we'd fight for America. Yes, sir. You're the only channel where I make sure to watch every day. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that. He says he's learned a lot. Um, I heard that a lot today. A lot of husbands and wives or guys and with their girlfriends watch a channel. They like to watch together. I think that's pretty cool that ladies, even though they're probably not interested in like the techniques of concrete and learning anything necessarily about concrete itself, I think the channel is entertaining enough and it'll make you laugh just being with the guys, and we try to have fun and all that stuff where it's interesting enough where the ladies or the wives will watch, the little kids like to watch. So that's pretty cool. It's become more of a family thing than anything else. Obviously, I still have a lot of hardcore concrete guys because they can relate. They pour concrete just like us. A lot of business owners can relate to the struggle, the frustrations and all the stuff. A lot of retired concrete guys, they like to watch and just kind of think about their past. Like, man, I had the same headaches. I can relate to all of that. So it's a lot of fun. Let's see. I'm a retired woman contractor. He loved the channel. Thank you, Red Store. Appreciate that. Dakota, Washington State. How do you only do flat work? So Dakota, I pretty much stay in my lane. Um, as a business, you just got to decide what you want to do. If you want to like branch out and do all kinds of sorts of different things, like for instance, a bunch of years ago, I was watching some YouTube videos, Geek to Freak, and I don't know how I got started on his channel. But I liked watching him mow grass. He just made it look interesting. This was a long time ago, and I liked his character, his demeanor, and he just made grass cutting look fun. So I was like, I'm gonna get some landscape contracts and start doing landscaping. So I did. I got a bunch of commercial accounts. We started mowing, and I had fun doing it. But that fun kind of wore off after several years, and I was like, man, I just want to like concentrate back on concrete. I'm like, I don't want to really spread out. So that's when I sold the landscape portion of my business to Mike, and he likes doing it, and I like concrete. So it's the same thing. Like flat work guys, if you want to get into walls, like if I really had a desire to get into walls, I could get into walls. You start talking to the right people, you could get the jobs, and you could start doing foundations. And I don't want to do walls. Like I love flat work. We're really good at it. We're efficient. I make money at it. So I don't really have any desire to do anything else. So there's plenty of flat work. There's so much work around here right now. It's unbelievable. I live in an area that's affluent. not necessarily like my block, but like there's blocks around me that's just $1 million+ houses all around here. There's big money in Waukesha County, which is where I live. So people spend money like crazy on their houses. There's tons of contractors that are just like me, and they're all busy as well. So it's not like you have to branch out because you need more work. It's never really been the case. There's always plenty of flat work, so that's what I enjoy. Hi from Scotland. Yes, sir. I mentioned this earlier in the video, but at the meetup today, we had a guy fly over from the United Kingdom, and he took the record as far as people coming in from the longest distance. That was crazy. He flew over here just to come and see us. I was blown away by that. I did record today, Alex. I wanted to make a better video, honestly. I wanted to, set up my big tripod, and I wanted to, make a better video. But honestly, from the time I got there, there was already people waiting. I had my head cam, so the entire video is going to be my head cam. I wanted to try to make a better video. I definitely will put the video out because I want to honor the people that came and show as many people I can on the video. But it's all just head cam footage. And but yes, I did video. I will put it out. I'm going to try to make it for next Saturday. Actually, you guys are worth the travel. The whole crew was there. Did Daryl get fired? That's really old news. They don't work for me anymore. They haven't worked for me for a long time. See, the thing is on Facebook, I don't manage my Facebook channel, my business Facebook channel. I kind of farm that out to another company, so they recycle old videos like over and over. I just let them do their thing. I never say anything because they've done a great job. Have over 1 million followers on Facebook now, which is amazing. So they'll recycle videos, and obviously they're showing people that don't work for me anymore because they just keep playing videos from ages ago. So that's why when you see the questions, I think that's where the questions come from. That people are watching just old videos from Facebook. But yeah, those guys haven't worked for me for a long time. The meetup was great. We had hundreds of people show up. It was amazing. There was a line basically from the time we set up until the place closed. We were constantly talking to people. There was a line that formed. It was really humbling. It was amazing. My whole family was there. It was a great day. None of us had a chance to eat. I barely got to drink anything today. It was fantastic. It was really cool. What's Boss Daniel up to? Well, it's 9:09, so he's probably in bed. Kids go to bed pretty early around here, the little kids anyway. But he was a big help today. He came as a policeman today. He had his piece and everything. He was ready. He was ready. He provided security for us today. He pretty much just hung out right at my side all day long. Jordan says, my girlfriend and I love watching your videos. Thank you very much. Cage plow for this winter. So, Jack, the guys from Cage actually reached out to me. Uh, the manufacturer I think he said they're right here. They're in the Midwest somewhere. But anyways, I might actually try one. I'd like to try one this winter. Cage isn't the only one. Cage was kind of like the OG. If you're talking about the pushers, where the side or the box ends are removable, where you can just come in with your skid loader with the plow, pick up the ends, you could drop it off. So they were kind of the original, but now Snow Wolf does the same thing, and there's another manufacturer that basically does the same thing as well. They all copy each other, but Cage, I would like to try that. I think that'd be pretty fun. Malik says hello from the Bahamas. That would be fun too. I would like to go there someday. Daniel is awesome. He is really cool. Do you plan on getting a dog? Says I don't know. No, I don't. So I like dogs, but my wife doesn't. She will not. She will not. So I don't even try to ask her anything. I like dogs, and maybe someday, I can convince her, but not today. We just talked about this like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's just not happening. Trust me on that one. It was a resounding not a chance. Tino's doing good. He's coming to work. His car just broke down again. Is anyone getting the belt soon? Man, I'm telling you, sometimes. I didn't get the block forms yet. No, the cat is well. Coconut, the cat is doing fine now. The cat was really sick, but she came around. We gave her medicine. I think it was for like 10 to 14 days. I don't know if you guys, for those of you that have animals and specifically cats, they give you like a little syringe thing, basically with a plastic end. and you have to give these cats the medicine. And giving a cat medicine is not my favorite. So my girl Joanna would help me with that. And you got to hold the cat, and the cat hates it, and the cat's like fighting you, and you're like trying to jab this thing in her mouth, and she's, meowing and hissing. It's crazy. But we gave her the medicine. We ended up getting it in her mouth. I think it was 10 or 14 days. I can't remember it, but she recovered. She's fine. So, yeah, I would like a dog. How did he find Eric? So Eric actually found me. He started watching the channel. It was right around the time for you that have been watching, for a long time on the channel. If you guys remember Krabby Al, so it was right at the time where I fired. I don't know if I should say I fired. We basically had a fight, and I was going to fire him, and he was going to quit. So we just like one day he just walked away, and he's like, "I'm leaving," and I was like, "Get out of here." We kind of said it at the same thing. So he contacted me like I think it was the next day. He had been watching the channel, and he was like, "Hey, I'd like to come and work for you." And that's basically how he came. I said, "Come on, I need a guy." He came in, and he basically came in right after Al left, and it worked out really good. What would have happened if the kids ran onto the concrete? Well, we would have fixed the concrete, but yeah, the kids, there was like two or three naughty little kids. You could tell they were just waiting. So we caution taped it all the best we could. I told the people, please keep the kids away, but they weren't keeping the kids away. The kids were like standing right on the edge of the caution tape. But I don't think anybody walked on. I didn't hear anything, so I think it's all good. Will you ever fully convert to Chevy? Says Gabriel. No, I won't fully convert to any brand because I'm not like a brand kind of guy. I just like good stuff. So all the major manufacturers, whether it be a Dodge or Chevy or Ford, GMC, which is GM, whatever. I think they all make good stuff. They all have some issues, but overall, they are all quality. So whatever I can find a good deal on, I'll buy it. I'm not really a brand guy. I'm not going to be like, oh, okay, well, if like Chevy or Ford came to me and said, hey, we want you to be our guy and we're going to give you a great deal. Yeah, of course I would do that. That's not going to happen, obviously. But, I'll just keep buying whatever kind of mix and match vehicles and trucks. How hard is it financially to manage that many people? So, th- So when you have, right, I've had up to in my business, I've had up to as many as 18 employees at one time. That's the most we've ever had. And right now I have, I guess, 7 or 8 if you include Autumn. When Ryan Jr. was here, that was 8. So payroll is really expensive. So that's the thing is when you're running a small business, it's all about payroll, 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 payroll. So you just have to make sure that you're doing enough work, that you're keeping your guys busy. Having, if you go from like being solo to having employees, it's like a completely different world. Having employees is not really that easy. It's a difficult thing because you start wearing a lot of hats. You're trying to keep the peace between guys. There's different personalities on the crew that don't necessarily get along. So you're like trying to keep them away from each other. You're trying to keep everybody happy, get them their hours. So they need to make as much money as they need to be happy, but they also want, free time so they can enjoy their own lives. And it's a difficult balance, especially in the Midwest when we work outside and everything freezes over in the winter. So yeah, it's a little tough. You just got to make sure that you're busy enough, and you just got to watch your cash flow, what's coming in, what's going out, because it's really, really, really easy to just spend too much on payroll, and all of a sudden the money's all gone, and you're like, man, we did a bunch of work. Where's all the money? I don't have any money. So that's how it goes. I remember, when we got bigger, when we had those 18 employees, we were doing a ton of work. We had several crews out. We were pounding out driveway after driveway after driveway after job after job after job after job after job. And it was like, hair on fire every day and send this crew over there. And then this customer's not happy and these guys didn't do a good job because you can't really manage everything like very specifically like I do now. So a lot of mistakes get made and your reputation suffers. And then the guys really start fighting when you're not around and you got all kinds of problems. And then at the end of the year, you're like, okay, I just did all that. I'm super stressed. I'm pulling my hair out. All these guys are fighting. And where's the money? There's no money. I didn't make any money. Well, that was not worth it. So that's why I stay small now. It's very manageable. I'm on every job. I talk with every customer. Every customer is happy. For the most part, all our customers are very satisfied. If there's ever any problems, I get right in there. I solve the problem right away. If there's any like upcharges or any issues, I just like to keep it small. I have no intentions ever of going back and growing the business to multiple crews. I'm never doing that again. I've been there, I've done it, I hated it, and I'll never do it again. I really, really enjoy working on the cruise with my guys. I've said this in other live streams as well, but like so many people's dream as a business owner is to be able to back away from the cruise and just manage. And that's great. Guys enjoy that, and some guys are really good at it. That's just not the way that I want to do it. I love being on the crew. I love running equipment. I love to pour concrete. That's the thing. Guys don't really enjoy the work. The guys that own businesses, I think a lot of them don't really love the work that they're doing. So they want to have other people do the work, and they want to back off and manage because they don't really enjoy that part of the work. They enjoy the money, and maybe they enjoy managing because, some people really enjoy managing. Don't get me wrong. I manage too. It's part of the deal. But that's just not, it's not what I enjoy. I love pouring concrete. I'm going to pour concrete until my body says don't pour concrete anymore. Just do sales or do something else. It's time to quit. But I'm still relatively healthy. I feel good. Obviously I have pain. If you're in construction, I don't complain about. I have back pain. I have knee pain. I'm not going to come on the videos. I have pain, and I'm not going to whine and cry about it. All construction guys pretty much have pain. We live with some pain. You tolerate it, and you don't like talk about it all the time and complain about it. You just get the job done. And that's what we do. So I'm going to keep pouring concrete the way that I am for as long as I can. We'll see what happens. You should build a burnout pad at your new land. So good news on that. Not that I'm building a burnout pad, although that would be super fun. And I'm not going to lie, I have thought about it, but I'm not going to do it. Good news is that I have basically a couple businesses at the end of my business, on the block, right on the dead end. There's two like manufacturers. And one of the guys came out this past week when I was locking my gate at the new land. He comes over and I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" He has a real nice diesel truck. He's like, "Hey, my name is such and such, and I'm the owner of this business right here." And he was a super cool guy. Me and him are gonna get along because I was really worried about that. Obviously, like, what are your business neighbors gonna be like? Super cool guy. And then he's telling me he used to build race cars and they used to do burnouts up and down the block. He doesn't do it anymore, but he was telling me in years past they used to do that. And then he said his really good friend is the business right next to him. So the two business owners, my neighbors, are really good guys. So I was really happy about that. So if we goof around on the land, which we will, I've goofed around already, doing donuts and drifting through the parking lot and stuff like that. These are the type of guys that aren't going to be like, "What are you guys?" They're not like male Karens. They're like cool dudes. So that was really, really good to find that out this past week. When did you first start a YouTube channel? It was about, I think this is the third season, so it's not 3 years. It'll be 3 years, like in the spring, basically. So 2 years and some change. Can you give me a job application? So right now I'm not hiring. We still have our full crew. We'll see what happens through the winter and in the spring. I mean, everybody at this point is welcome to come back. But like I said, it's construction and these things happen. Sometimes better opportunities might present themselves to the guys or whatever. Eric, he's got his own thing going. So we'll see. We'll talk in the winter time and see what happens. But yeah, everybody's welcome to come back. Ray is a big question mark. Ray, he was doing something else in his life. He had a different occupation and it slowed down for him. So we go to the same church. He came to me and he's like, "Hey, are you hiring?" And I was like, "Man," he's like, "I'm a driver." I was like, "Man, I need a driver." So it worked out and I hired him this spring. He might end up going. I told him November 15th is going to be our last day, of outdoor work here in Wisconsin. I said, make sure, I told him this in the spring. I said, make sure you got something lined up for November 16th, or if you want a little break soon after that, because that's going to be the end of our season. I told him he's obviously welcome back next spring, but I don't know with him if he's gonna, find work what he used to do and start doing that again, or I have no idea. So we'll see what happens. It's always interesting. Bugs is getting to the age where I think retirement is right around the corner. I'm going to leave that up to him. That's his choice. Obviously, he's welcome back for as long as he wants to. As long as he's able to, perform his duties at work. So we'll see. Let's see. I'm not going to answer the question about ordering concrete again. I've answered that many, many, many times. I will answer it in an upcoming video again. Truck repair shop on the land. So Diane, I'm going to leave it open when I put the buildings up. Obviously, 3 of them, at least 2 of them. I talk about this in an upcoming video if I'm going to build 3 or 4, but they're all going to be rentals. Not all of them. All but one will be rentals. So as I'm building, if somebody comes up to me and says, I'll have an open house, obviously, after I build the first one, but somebody comes up to me and says, hey, I need half the building, or man, I want to lease an entire building. Can we build it this way? I'm pretty much open. I know what I need to make for rent every month on each building to make it a worthwhile investment. But I am open to, whatever wants to go in there. Insurance plays into that. So like auto body shops and stuff like that are like crazy expensive for insurance. Your insurance company doesn't really want to cover the buildings. So there's certain things that I will allow and not allow, but I'm pretty open. So who knows? There may be a truck repair shop there. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't talked to Marcel. Somebody asked Dane and Vanny. Uh, Says, how is Marcel doing? I haven't talked to him for a while. I've seen him on Facebook. I talked to him. It's been a few months, I think. But Marcel has a gigantic beard. He looks like I think he looks good, actually. But he has a massive beard now. He looks like a totally different person. As far as I know, he's doing good. Yeah, shave Ray's beard at 400K. Oh, yeah, I'm sure he would go for that. No, he will not shave his beard. Am I sick? I'm not sick, Bob. Usually when I go on live, it's been an hour. Usually when I get close to this, my voice starts to go. So I'm going to wrap it up soon. I'm not sick. It's just my voice is starting to go from talking. I did a lot of talking at the meetup today, so I'm pretty much talked out for the most part. Tony from Melbourne, Australia, thank you very much. When can we get merch in the UK? I'm not sure. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on it this winter, but I'm not sure at this point. Any tips for a new company starting out? Matt, my biggest tip is make sure that you start, your business is something that you actually enjoy. So many people make the mistake of, doing some investigating and trying to find out, well, which types of businesses are the most profitable because I want to make the most money. And then they choose something that they're not even familiar with. They don't know if they're going to love it. They're not passionate about it. They're just looking at dollar signs. They're like, people that run this kind of business are the most profitable. So that's what I want to do. If you do that, you're making a huge mistake. When you start out a business, start out doing something that you actually enjoy, or you're just not going to last. You're not going to be able to stand up to all the pressure that's going to come your way. You're gonna throw in the towel. Is the bottom line. And then again, everybody says this, but you got to make sure that you reinvest your money back into the business, because the money will start flowing. You start to get busy and money starts coming in, and it seems like you're making a bunch of money. But you got to give it time, because you're making a bunch of money. But one thing you got to understand in a business is you spend a ton of money as well. So there's money coming in and there's money going out. When you first start a business, like all this money, these checks are coming in. You're like, man, I'm making thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every week. And it just feels like you're loaded. You're like, man, I'm loaded. This is awesome. But you don't really understand this part over here just quite yet. You have to really be patient and let all that start flowing and start to understand cash flow, and then reinvest the profit that you are making, reinvest it into the business. It takes a long time to grow a successful business. But that's a big mistake people make, is they start spending money. They see all this money coming in, like, dude, I could get a new dually, man. I'm gonna go buy a brand new dually. I'm gonna go get a new dump truck. Like, man, I'm like rocking. Like, everybody's gonna think I'm a big shot when they see my cool equipment and my brand new skid steer. And then like the next year, like, out of business. It's like, come on, man. Like, take it easy. Start with older used equipment. Like, be patient. Start to understand business. Before you start. Like, you guys see me, like, even the toys that I buy, they're older toys. You know, I bought an old Mustang. It was $18,000. I didn't buy $120,000 brand new, you know, Shelby Mustang, Shelby 500. You know, I don't buy like even the boat that I bought it. I've been in business for a long time. I bought an older boat. You know, you just try to be smart. You know, you just always make wise decisions. Why? Because you know, like things might not always, even if you're having like a good patch, it doesn't mean that you know things are going like this. It doesn't mean, and things never just continue to go like that. They're going to level off. You're going to have times where it gets tough. So when times are good, you got to save. Just always be conservative. I've always been conservative. I still am very conservative how I spend money. Obviously, I have a lot more money than I used to, so I'm not as careful. So I have some money to spend now, but I still don't go crazy with my money. So that would be my, you know, that would be my advice on starting a business. Just be very careful and be really patient. All right. Uh, is it easy to get rust on a skid steer? Yeah, it is. So with skid steers, if you use them for snow plowing, they're powder coated. So powder coat is a real thick coating. It's way thicker than your typical paint that you'd see in a car. But wherever you get a chip on a skid loader, anytime you break through that surface, because you're going to, you chain the machine down, you drive through brush, you hit concrete, whatever, you're going to get little chips in your skid steer. And particularly if you use that same skid steer for snow plowing in salt water conditions where that salt is spraying from the tires. Man, when you're driving a skid steer in the winter, that spray, that salt water spray just blasts the skid steer. It gets everywhere. So your skid steers will get rusty pretty quick if you use them for snow plowing. My number one piece of advice, if you buy a skid steer that's not rusty to begin with, or even if it's rusty, if you want to prevent future rust, man, just cake that thing with fluid film. So it's a rust inhibitor. Basically, it's like it's a waxy substance. You spray it on, and then it kind of hardens, not fully hard, but it becomes like a wax, and it helps to protect those metal surfaces from moisture. So just coat the thing inside, out, everything. Just coat everything. Obviously, not your seat and the hand controls. Use common sense. You know, your dash and all that. But the outside and all that, just blast it with fluid film. In the springtime, it'll be fine. It'll last for years and years and years without getting rusty. Don't go crazy with money unless you're buying lemonade. Yeah, that's exactly right. I tried to buy the whole company, but they just weren't having it. What type of business do you recommend starting in 2023-24? That's a bad question for me. My perspective is very limited. You know, I don't own several businesses. I just don't have the perspective of all these different areas. I'm not an expert in different types of businesses. I'm a construction guy. I've only been a construction guy my entire life. I'm not a business guru. You're not going to be buying courses from me anytime soon, put it that way. But I do believe that there is still opportunity in the trades for especially younger guys, because in the trades, the younger guys, the guys that are coming up and growing, there's not a lot of them that are interested in the trade. So I believe that there's a wide open door for young entrepreneurs to get construction businesses started and to be super successful in the future, because I think your competition is going to be limited. I think you're going to be able to name your own price because there's just not a lot of young guys that are learning the skills of the trades. So I think it's a great time to get into business, into the construction trades, to start learning. Man, if you're a young guy, I talked to some really young guys this morning or this afternoon at the meetup that are getting into the trades, and I told them, man, you got a wide open door in front of you. You're gonna have limited competition. If you keep learning, you're gonna have opportunity to start your own business if that's what you want to do. So that's my take on that. I think it's the time to do it. If you're a young guy, man, definitely consider the trades. College is not for everybody. A lot of the people going to college these days don't even know why they're there. They're in stupid classes that aren't going to, get them anywhere in life. They're learning about stuff that is completely irrelevant. They're spending big money to sit in classrooms under professors that are absolutely doing them no good whatsoever except for wasting time. If you know college isn't the place for you, just don't even try it. You know what I mean? Like for me, I knew that I was never going to go to college. Even when I was in high school, I was like, man, I'm not going to college. There's no chance. But don't waste your time, man. Life goes by really fast. If you're young coming up out of high school, like start doing something, man. Don't work part time. Don't like take a break and all this stuff. Like get to work. Life goes by quick, man. It seems like just yesterday I finished high school, and seems like just yesterday I got married and had Ryan Jr. Like, man, I'm getting old. I'm 46 years old. The time absolutely flies. Like, man, our lives are short. So, like, don't waste time. Like, take advantage of the time that you have, especially if you're young. Like, get out there and hustle, man. You got the world's in front of you, plenty of opportunity. Like, take advantage of it right now. If you don't use your brain, you got to use your back. Or, Bob, you can use both like I do. I use my brain and I use my back. If I wanted to just use my brain, I could do that, but I enjoy using my back. I know it's, I kind of take that as an insult when people say that, oh, you bust your back, like you're stupid or whatever, like tradesmen, like we're not smart enough. Like people just have the wrong perspective, man. I'm not this great brainiac or anything, but there are some super highly intelligent tradesmen that are smarter than the guys that are sitting behind computers and think they're super smart, but they don't even know what a Phillips screwdriver is. I just laugh about that. So don't make fun of guys that work hard for a living, because if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be sitting in the house that you're living in. You wouldn't be driving on the freeways that you drive on, and you won't be driving in the cars that you have. We need skilled tradespeople. And I understand a lot of people just have this mentality, they don't respect tradesmen, but you really should, because without us, you guys would be in big trouble. Trust me. Trust me. All right, guys, I got to wrap this up, man. It's been over an hour and 10 minutes. It's been a lot of fun. Again, I came on here not to just do a live like I normally do, but specifically just to say thank you to all of you that came to the meetup today. It was very enjoyable. Really like talking to each one of you, spending time with you. It's been awesome. All the support. It's been a lot of fun. So, all right. Well, I hope you guys enjoy your Sunday, and we will see you guys on Monday. Adios.